First of all, I'd just like to say congratulations to the other inductees and award winners. It's very inspiring to see what all of you have done and are doing, both on and off the court. It's a privilege for me to be here. Thank you to the committee for this great honor. It's been fun to reflect on my career. Shortly after I retired from tennis a couple years ago, I kind of had a quick turnaround and took the law school entrance exam and went to law school, and I quickly rethought my decision to retire from tennis. So it's been fun to have this time to kind of reflect back. A couple more thank yous. I come from having a couple awesome parents who gave me every chance to succeed. Dad, thanks for pushing me and for doing what you felt was best for me. We often disagreed on what exactly was the best for me, but thank you for pushing me from the bottom of my heart. I knew that you knew that I would say this one day to you. It just took me a few years. Mom, thank you for developing, or at least attempting to develop our lives outside of tennis. I'll never forget that the fork goes on the right side of the plate. Oh, wait a second, it's the other way around. Uncle Tim, thank you for your moral and financial support over the years and helping me have every opportunity to be my best. To my younger brother Chris, thanks for pushing me. Older brothers feel a lot of pressure to not lose to their younger brother, and I know we had some spirited competition, but more importantly than that, it was so fun to be able to practice and play together and kind of understand what each other were going through. I can remember when I was 14, I won the national clay court tournament, and I went to one of your tournaments shortly after that. And I remember you saying, if one more person asks me if I'm David Martin's brother, I'm going to punch him in the face. I want you to know that I'm very proud to be Chris Martin's brother, so thank you. Jules, thanks for your moral support. I'll never forget, I was playing a doubles match in Tunica, Mississippi against a friend of mine, actually. And Julie drove down from Nashville and was cheering for me during the match. And we happened to win, and we kind of cooled down after the match, and my friend came up to me and he said, "Was that your sister up there cheering? Man, she's got some pipes." So always a great cheerleader. Countless other friends and family. Thank you for all your support and help during my career. About Oklahoma, a couple thoughts. I'm very proud to be Oklahoman. I felt like I was representing Oklahoma wherever I played, and I felt like I was taking a piece of it on the court with me wherever I was. There's some great things about being a tennis player from Oklahoma. One thing is that it teaches you how to play in the wind. Played some very windy matches in Florida and California, and some overseas in New Zealand and Australia. And I saw a lot of guys lose their minds in 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. And I would always think back to what you learned growing up in Oklahoma, and that's the wind is your friend. So that advice always came in handily. Being from Oklahoma also teaches you how to play in the heat. There's nothing quite like a hot, humid, still Oklahoma summer. There's not many places that are hotter than that. I can remember some matches in Asia, playing in the Philippines and Thailand, and it was really hot, but it was very helpful to have grown up in Oklahoma and to have experienced a nice, warm Oklahoma summer. Another great thing about Oklahoma is there are a lot of great coaches here. I had several of them. I was privileged to work with several of them. One is Doug Boswell, and also along with Tim Ritchie. They ran great drill groups at Shadow Mountain Racket Club, which I've come to appreciate as an art form, to get a bunch of junior high and high school kids to listen to what you have to say on the tennis court. Doug had great energy. We had some early morning lessons before school, and I always appreciated his pep and enthusiasm. There was Gary Nottebohm at the Tulsa Tennis Club. He had a huge rocket serve, so it was nice to play against someone with a big serve. And it felt really cool to have a coach from Australia and have that funny accent. My first coach, and probably for my longest, Byron Alp from Southern Hills. He never, if you know Byron, he never missed, just Mr. Consistency. And we would play these 11-point games, and he would give me like a 5 or 6-0 lead, and I would inevitably lose just about every time and be so frustrated by the end of it. And I remember when I was about 13 or 14, he said, "All right, you don't get a lead this game, you're good now." And that was a big moment for me. I felt like I was, going from boy to man. So that was a big moment. And also, there was had a few lessons with the great George Foltz. I can remember his chalkboard tennis court, drawing angles and asking me where the center of the court was in relation to where the ball was positioned. So very fortunate to have worked with him. some other people in the room, Eric Wiedemeyer and John Roddick at OU, had some great times working with them throughout my career, so thank you all. Another great thing about being from Oklahoma and being a tennis player is that it has great facilities. And I know we honored La Fortune today. I just want to congratulate Melissa McCorkle again for everything you're doing at La Fortune. I can remember a lot of matches there growing up, and I can remember Frank Ward being kind of a drill sergeant, tennis director, and somehow creating order out of hundreds of kids and parents, which was a great job that he did. I can remember those years too, kind of 11, 12, 13, 14, playing about 5 matches a day in about 4 different divisions in the Oklahoma summer. I'm not sure if that's still legal today, or maybe that violates some child protection laws. I'm not sure, but it definitely shaped my character and helped me become a better player. I also remember the 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5 at Arby's going to between the matches. And maybe working in like a cherry turnover or some potato cakes and lots of Arby's sauce, of course. Another great facility, Will Rogers Tennis Center. It's from Tulsa, but I felt like we had a dual residence in Oklahoma City for as much as we played down here. I remember Dick Yoki running the tournaments there, just being so classy and so patient, and also somehow managing all these kids and parents just running around. I remember a lot of windy and hot matches there. Also, I feel like shaped my character as a person and also as a player. Some thoughts on tennis, just in general. I'm very thankful for the game. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to play. I very much viewed it as an act of worship, trying to use the gifts that God had given me to play in a way that would honor Him. I enjoyed the matches, I enjoyed the practice. I also enjoyed the opportunity to travel and see other cultures. Some of my first tennis memories, one was my white tennis racket with rainbow strings. It was pretty awesome. I can remember my mom beating me several times with slicing the ball on both sides, and I would get so frustrated at the slice. But little did I know she was just preparing me to play Nicholas Monroe and some great slice players. I can also remember my dad beating me on a number of occasions, and then refusing to play me when he thought that I could beat him. So, Dad, I just want to officially challenge you to a match right now after this lunch, if you want to go out for it. And again, I feel like I didn't thank my parents enough. Just thank you for all that, thousands of miles you drove and traveled and everything. Some of my favorite tennis memories on the court, one was playing with my brother at the U.S. Open juniors in the doubles, winning the NCAA team championship, making the 3rd round to the Wimbledon of doubles. We had a win over the Bryan brothers one year in the finals of the tournament. It was one of those days where the stars were aligned and everything seemed like it was in slow motion, and every time we went down the line they were trying to cross. And it's a shame those matches don't happen more often, but I was grateful for that one. Another fun memory was being a practice partner for the U.S. Davis Cup team. They were playing France. It was a quarterfinal match in North Carolina, and Andy Roddick actually made me sing Ice Ice Baby in a room about like this with the crowd about this side at an official dinner, and thoroughly managed to embarrass myself. As far as some travel memories, it was great to meet people from all over the world, and some people kind of mentioned it in their remarks before, but cool thing about tennis is it really brings a lot of unique people together, and that was fun. Just a couple of travel stories. I've got a couple from Japan. I was playing in a very small futures tournament, kind of small town in Japan, and I brought this survival language guide along with me. So I was trying to learn one new Japanese phrase per day, and we ended up winning the doubles event, and a couple hundred, like 200 Japanese school kids had come that day, and they were in their suits, and it was a Sunday. I'm not sure why they were there, but they were. And the woman handed me the mic and said, "So David's been learning some Japanese. David, why don't you tell us what you've learned?" So I got on the mic and started kind of, reciting these random Japanese phrases. So I was basically saying, "Hello, how are you? I'm fine. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delicious. Raincoat. Goodbye." And they were laughing, so I always figured if tennis didn't work out, I could come back to Japan and do stand-up comedy, maybe. Another Japan story, I was with my doubles partner, Scott Lipsky, and we checked into the hotel, and I hear this, quick knock at the door, and he comes in and he goes, "Have you seen the toilets?" I was like, "No, I haven't made it there yet." And he goes, "Look at this." So we go in, and next to the bowl, there's like an electronic panel with all 10 or 12 buttons. And we're like, "What do you think these do?" I don't know. And he kind of looked in, and he pressed one of the buttons, and you had the bowl here, and this little arm kind of came out, and it just shot a stream of water right between his eyes. And it was a bidet. So, you have to know, be careful in Japan with electronic toilets. Some other funny times, I remember playing an indoor tournament in Mexico, and it was late in the evening, we were in a tiebreaker, and a guy served, and the lights went out. It was completely dark for a few moments, and we ended up coming back the next day. So that was the first time that I had an indoor match postponed for darkness. I also was playing a match in Kazakhstan. My good friend Sergey is here from Kazakhstan. And we got rained out for an indoor match. There were some holes in the ceiling, and there were puddles on the ground. So that was also a first. It's nothing against Kazakhstan. I met a lot of nice people. I love the country, and thank you, Sergey, for being a good friend. What else? Had the opportunity to stay with some families in England and India, Croatia, New Zealand, and it was cool to see that. While cultures are really different on the outside, different language, different food, at the heart, at the core, most people are pretty similar. They love sports, they love food, typically want to make a better life for their family. So it was fun to have that experience. Just two stories from France. I would say my name when I was over there, and they would go, "Oh, Martin, this is French." And I would say, "No, actually my great-grandfather's from Germany." And they would say, "No, it's French." And I would say, "Okay, c'est bon." And last travel story was with some family, and we were also in Paris walking in front of the Louvre, and I had just discovered Nutella, which, if you don't know Nutella, it's this great chocolate hazelnut spread. It goes great on bread. And it was like this, and I was carrying it over my shoulder in a plastic bag, and all of a sudden I just felt the weight go out of it, and it crashed to the ground, and just this mess pile of Nutella and glass right in front of the Louvre. And there was no broom, there was like nothing we could do, and we just left it. I felt like I was leaving my modern impression of art there, right outside the Louvre. Nice little sculpture. So bringing it back to Oklahoma, just kind of in closing, if I may quote LeBron James, I've always wanted to say that, substituting Oklahoma for Ohio, there was a great quote, in Oklahoma, nothing is given, everything is earned. You work for what you have. And, I consider myself very fortunate. I was given a lot, but I did try to embrace that Oklahoma is, great blue collar, kind of honest, hardworking mentality. And I feel like that helped me get through a lot of tough matches, some where I was down, helped me just put in the work on the practice court, helped me just deal with the grind of the tennis tour. So with that said, thank you all, and again, thank you for this great honor.
Funny.
Let's give our four inductees another round of applause.